We play.
We fight.
We conquer.
Welcome to the Freak Show. I am your host, Bumpy McSquiggums, and today, ladies and gentlemen, it is time that I embark upon a game that I've been kind of sitting on for quite a while. It is one that we have worked with as part of Indie Brothers. I want to, of course, always disclose that anytime I do cover a game that is something that we work with for the Indie Brothers. But it's a really, really cool game. It's super complex, very, very deep. There's a lot to do, and I really just happen to enjoy the gameplay loop. I've been able to stream this live on the Steam store page for the developer as well. So that was always a bonus, a boon, a blessing, a gift, if you will. I always enjoyed doing that, and it was a lot of fun. I got to basically play through probably over the course of playing this, probably like 60 hours or so myself. Maybe a little bit less, somewhere between like 40 and 60, and I think I got to about 20-ish hours into the game. But that was quite a while ago when I went into early access, and then when I got to do the stream, the developer sent me a file that was about almost 300 hours into the game, so that was really, really cool to see. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to be looking forward to unlocking and doing and showing as time goes on. But we're going to start at the beginning. Stellar Tactics is the game. It is by Don Wilkins and Maverick Games, released on March 30th, 2026, into full release. It was in early access before that for quite some time, and it's a tactical, it says there, tactics. It's a tactical turn-based game with some real-time space combat, just a whole bunch of different things that you can do. I'm going to try to go through and maybe branch off and try various different parts of the game, because you can pretty much take a single path and go down that path and be fine. But as you get further along, you have more resources, you can do more things. Anyway, we're going to start, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, the only reason I say this, we're going to start at the beginning, because I want you guys to see all the storyline and all that stuff, but it's been covered to death by other content creators on YouTube and streamed on Twitch and so on and so forth. So getting through the Dauntless, which is the opening area, is going to take us a bit of time, but again, I want you guys to be able to get the full idea of what is going on, and I hope you guys enjoy. I really do. Like I said, it is a very fun game, and it really opens up a lot once you get through the opening areas, and you can get to go into faster than light travel and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, it's really, really cool. I hope you guys enjoy. Let us begin. Sorry for the rambly start and the kind of overly long intro, but here we are. Okay, enter an 8-digit number to seed the universe. Then select from one of two options below. And those two options would be create your main character and start on the Dauntless. After the Dauntless, you will continue the game with this character. So essentially, this is kind of the storyline tutorial area. Basically, if you want to know what's going on in the game up to this point, very important to actually go through and play the Dauntless. You're going to get to do a boss fight or two, get a few extra resources, just a whole bunch of stuff. So, and it tells you in the second part here. The other option is create your main character, skip the Dauntless. You will miss the background story of the game. Again, kind of important. And a few boss fights and some nice loot. So again, if maybe you decide you want to watch this, you like what you see through the Dauntless, and you want to just skip that yourselves down the line, you totally can, but you will be missing out on a few things. All right, we're just going to go blah, 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 blah. That's our seed. If you guys want to be on the same seed that we're on, it's going to be 983-47983. I just kind of slapped the keyboard there, and that's what we ended up with. We're going to start on the Dauntless, and we're going to generate the universe. All right, we are nearly there. I decided to skip out most of the loading there for you guys. It does take a little bit of time to generate the universe and everything else. All right, here are our 3 starting ships that we can do. And we can also get permanent career bonuses. Ship bonuses can change based on the ship class you are flying: interceptor, fighter, explorer, and merchant. Career bonuses are global and stack with any other bonuses applied from skill bonus tiers and perk selections. Now, personally, and I've only experienced this, and I am gravitating toward this. This is what I want to do. But I may try not doing it just to mix it up and change things a little bit. I feel like it's going to be more interesting and probably a little bit easier if we go bounty hunter. I think I personally recommend that, but to be fair, I have not tried explorer or merchant yet, so keep that in mind as well. I don't actually know if the others are better. So the reason I would suggest the bounty hunter as a start is you do get a ship that's actually decent at space combat. If you can take down enemy vessels, you get loot from them. Those usually sell for a decent amount, and it's an easy way to get early money. But you kind of have to find the enemies. Stuff could go bad, depends on how good you are in space combat. There are things that you have to do. So, there's that. And if you get enough money, you can, of course, then buy additional ships, and you can do stuff like the Explorer or the Merchant, or the, instead of having the Ferris Mace AK-7, you could have the Ferris Starhawk EXG-3, or the Tarsus MRCH-2, which would be, looks like a mining ship. It's a light merchant ship. This is an explorer ship. Anyway, there are three options: bounty hunter, explorer, merchant. This is it again. The bounty hunter is for space combat. It says decent at space combat as a bounty hunter. You make your living solving problems. You start with a well-equipped interceptor capable of hunting down, disabling, and boarding small ships. With a few upgrades, the ship is quite deadly. True. You get a career bonus of gunnery plus 5% bonus space. I might still go this, man. It's so hard not to, but let's just see what we get here. Space bonus combat. All right, and then morale plus 5% damage bonus ground combat. All crew members. So both your ship combat and your ground combat is just better being a bounty hunter. Looking at explorer. Space combat is weak with this ship. It's not really designed for it. It's got a lot of mass, which almost assuredly means it can haul quite a bit of stuff, or at least a decent amount. While this is also the same case, this is, I would believe, a mining ship. But space combat is weak. You choose to go where others have never gone before. You start with an explorer vessel capable of long-range scans and fast FTL travel speed. The ship is not designed for space combat, though equipment upgrades will improve your odds. So you could technically outfit this enough that it is viable, if not great, at space combat, right? So it might not be incredibly good, but it could be decent. And you can see here max speed, you have cargo, how much armor, the number of turrets that you have available, number of missiles, your mounting points, and so on and so forth. And then same thing over here. And you can see one of the big things, obviously the speed's higher here, but not by a tremendous amount, actually. 937 isn't, or not, yeah, so 937 isn't that bad. But the cargo, 350 versus 1170. And then if we take a look over here, the cargo is 3100. It's almost 3 times the cargo of the Explorer vessel. And its max speed is not that bad either, to be honest. It's a bit more heavily armored, about as much as the bounty hunter ship, the Interceptor. It also has 4 turrets and 2 missiles, so, you know, you could probably do some damage with the mine. You know what? Maybe we go merchant. Maybe I'll give that a shot. I feel like there's a world where this could be viable in combat, and it might actually be okay. But I'm not positive. Well, we'll see. Anyway. Moving along, space combat is weak. You make your living low and selling high, scanning the trade net for the best deals. You start with a versatile mining and trade vessel. The ship is not designed for space combat, though with equipment upgrades it will improve your odds. Okay, so the Explorer gets scan mastery. Faction agents pay double for your scan data. I don't know that I've actually run into how that works. So that's something new for me to experience, which is cool. Keen Eye, you tend to find better equipment when looting chests and lockers. That's cool. That's a very nice little perk there. And then our career bonus for our Merchant, Negotiator, plus 10% profit when delivering trade orders found on the trade net, which is going to be cool. And Charismatic Vendors charge 10% less for everything, even ships, which is pretty big. I'll give it a shot. We'll go with Merchant. My heart is with the Bounty Hunter, but I'm going to go with the Merchant. I think that the mining ship could be a cool thing. It seems like it's got enough turrets and things that maybe it'll overcome the fact that it's a mining ship. Who can say? I am going to be the leader of this ragtag band of misfits and outlaws and scum and villainy and all that stuff. Bumpy McSquigums. I kind of like the grizzled veteran look there. Let's just go take a peek at the various people. I also run this guy fairly often, but I think I'm going to go with the grizzled veteran. Yeah, I think this is going to be my man's.
Level up. I'm not sure we're ready for this yet.
I mean, that's what we got. And then we have the females. So if we want to take a look at the women, we can see what the women look like. And we'll be getting more than just us in the team. So do be aware of that. Let's go find our mans. All right, it does kind of explain stuff as much as possible. It's quite detailed. It's got a very good help menu, or a codex, if you will, that kind of explains every single thing that you need to know, which is really, really cool. And it's very helpful because there's going to be times where I forget things. There's going to be stuff that I'm like, I don't really know how that works exactly. So it's always nice to be able to go to that and to get the information. Enter the name above the pilot. You can select your gender, select your character portrait, and a voice below. And set a voice below?
Level up. I found something. I'll carry it later.
Good hunting, fellas.
Can I? I don't. Oh.
What is this?
This will be easy. This could be helpful.
Hey, he should have.
Watch yourself.
Yeah, he should have asked me. I would have definitely done a voice for this one. Assign 7 points across your base stats. That would just be fun to have my voice in the game. I wouldn't even have to say the answers. Just be like, click. Oh, look, Bumpy's talking. I don't know. One day, guys and gals, one day. I am trying to get some more trailer work done, so that's kind of neat. All right. We have a whole bunch of stuff here. You can see down here, this explains what each and every stat does. Strength, I apologize. This is going to take a bit. We're not going to get very far into the game in this first episode, but I will be pushing to get through the Dauntless and out into the open world a little bit quicker, and then we may slow down and do like once or twice a week or something like that. But yeah, so apologies, and I'm on a strict time crunch for today too, so I apologize for however this episode ends up. But it's going to be a good time, guys and gals. Just stick with us. Strength contributes heavily to melee weapon damage, affecting one-hand, two-hand, and fist damage. Strength contributes to your character's chance to hit with melee weapons and also applies fixed bonus per point to your maximum hit points. And it shows down here melee, HP, minor bonus, and plus chance to hit. So that's the TLDR. Too long, didn't read. All right, agility. And if we are going to shorten this, I will just kind of do the TLDR. So if you guys want to read the other stuff, feel free to pause and do so. Melee and initiative bonus. Here we have dexterity. It does a whole bunch of stuff. It adds to ranged combat, minor melee bonus, grenade minor bonus, plus chance to hit in melee, and initiative bonus. Our endurance is basically the big contributor to our HP. Charisma gives us better negotiation prices with vendors. We have perception, which is very important for ranged. It's important for psionics, grenades, and a chance to hit with ranged. And intelligence. We have, again, important for psionics, skill, EXP, and initiative bonus. I wonder if I want to make him a psionic or not. Ordinarily, I make him the big... I like to play, obviously, you guys know, being around the channel for any length of time, I like the big two-handed weapons, go smash skulls and stuff like that, but I think maybe I don't do that this time around with our main character. Maybe I'll go with 1 to strength, and then maybe a couple to agility, and then a couple to dex, 1 to endurance. I think I have to lower agility. Maybe I drop strength for right now. Yeah, I think I'm going to drop strength. I'm going to get perception, 2 points, and then 1 into intelligence. It's going to take us a while to get through all the stuff that we need for whatever we're going to be doing, but I think that's fine. We can take our time and we can do that. And then over here we have various different weapons. I mean, it's all pretty... makes sense, except maybe the last couple here. Explosives. Blow things up, watch them burn. Explosives provide target area effect damage. Mastering explosives gives you greater control over a very powerful resource that ranges from AE explosive damage, I guess area effect, explosive damage, over damage over time, the ability to control crowds and disable electronics and shields. Seems pretty cool. And then big guns. We're talking really, really big. Missile launchers, plasma streamers, miniguns, flamethrowers. These weapons do a great deal of damage. It costs a lot of AP to use and reload. However, a mastery of heavy weaponry can turn the tide in battle. I think I'm going to probably go... That's a tough one. Because again, I kind of want to go down the line of psionics with our boy here. So, maybe I do 2 into pistols. Yeah, maybe I do 2 pistol. No, you know what? I'll do 3 pistol, 1 SMG. I don't know that that's the best call. I don't know if that's great, but that's what we're going to do. And then over here, I said to do. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's fine. Over here, we have crafting, hacking, first aid, repair, salvaging, piloting, weaponry, electronics, targeting, and mining. It is important to have people who can do the various different jobs on your ship, which are all of these things. Also, repair is kind of a ship thing, but not exactly. It's a little bit weird. But yeah, you're going to need people who can do all of these things. So I guess to start with, I'll probably just do maybe 1 to piloting. I feel like I'm going to be eventually hiring enough people that I don't need to be part of the ship crew myself. So it feels a little bit weird to even put points into anything at this point, but we'll see. You know what? I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna run the risk here, especially considering I'm not gonna be looking for combat right away. I'm not gonna do anything for our main guy on this stuff. Probably a mistake. I don't recommend it, but we'll see how it goes. I would like to get salvaging. I think I'm gonna make him our salvager. Maybe 1 to first aid, 3 to salvage, something like that. We'll give it a shot. It might be a terrible call. I have no idea. All right, we're going to start the game. And I've got a little bit of time to actually get into the game proper. Again, apologies going through all this, but I know a lot of people will skip just like character creation and party stuff and all that. So feel free to do so, but you are going to miss a little bit of the story here at the very beginning. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. Press H for the in-game help guide. Again, very extensive, very well done. Highly praise the developer for that one. It's very, very needed. This game is very complex, and there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of systems that are kind of interwoven. So it's kind of necessary. So I appreciate it. And there we are, just snoozing in our little pod of destiny. It hath opened, and we really, really need to pee, probably. I don't know. I assume. One would assume urination is probably one of the top priorities. Who can say? All right, we are ready. Left-click the console in front of you. Data implants disabled. Oh, we already have a full squad of people. Okay. Yeah. All right, so you can move around with WASD. There are a few different options that you can do. One of the things that I particularly like, it's going to tell you up here, press Q to reset view. That is the default. I switched Q and E for rotate camera. You can also rotate camera by holding the right mouse button. So there are a few different controls. The controls are all very highly customizable and all sorts of stuff like that. All right, and it tells you here you can also drag the middle mouse button. If you want, you can turn on panning at the edges of the screen. So like a whole bunch of different stuff. Pretty much however you want to do stuff, it allows you to do stuff. All right, we're going to click on this. Hello, can you hear me? Barely, you're breaking up. Damn it, broken junk. Still having problems hearing you. Oops, I did not mean to double click that. My name is Dr. Mortimer Ramus. You can call me Doc. I must apologize for your abrupt arousal. We have a most unusual circumstance. What triggered What triggered the emergency cryo-res? I guess resuscitation or what have you. Well, you see, it was me. I did it. I triggered the emergency system. We have a problem. It seems there has been a phage outbreak. Normally something we can handle. However, this time it's a little more complicated. What do you mean by complicated? What is phage? I wonder. 1 minute. Yes, I see you have minor neurological damage. That's likely nothing serious. I suspect over time you will recover. To answer your question, phage is a viral disease, quite deadly in more ways than one. However, a cosmic anomaly is the primary reason we are on this ship. I'll explain in more detail later. However, right now, we need to get you prepared. I assume you remember your training? Training? Yes, for the most part. Okay, well, let's get you equipped then. Meanwhile, I'll review the protocols for activating your mission parameters. Please proceed through the door. Alright, so Dr. Ramus is an ignoramus. No, I'm kidding. He's fine. Alright, so there is a toggle. If you want to be able to see stuff highlighted, you just hit tab. You hit it once, it toggles it on. If you don't want to see it anymore, you hit tab again to turn it off. I prefer actually being able to see what I can interact with. I think the developer did a fantastic job at making things blend in and just look natural to where you really have to kind of search around. But if you like that, you like the idea of being like, is there anything in here I can use this? And it's like a little endorphin hit, you know. You're like, oh, I found something secret. You know, you can totally do it that way. I prefer not to miss stuff, so yeah. All right, we're going to take this. It's an EMP grenade. And then we're going to move on to... Oh, great, it looks like you can follow instructions. Thanks. If the manual is correct, the lockers in this room contain your weapons and body armor along with a few bits and bobs. Let's see. Okay, the protocol documented here states that you should equip yourselves. Got it. Let's get cracking. Time is of the essence. I'm reading through the mission protocol now, and I should be able to brief you momentarily. Alright, so we're just going to auto... Yeah. Okay, fantastic. You look ready for business. Let me activate your data implants. This will only take a moment. What are data implants? Or what data implants? Good question. The manual says the team has had implants surgically applied. These implants receive and transmit data between squad members. The information is projected onto the ocular array, providing squad members with superior battlefield intelligence, communication, and rapid access to reference information. Data stored includes an active tally of on-hand equipment, mission parameters, blah, blah, blah. Roger that. Okay, the implants are activated. I should be able to communicate with you discreetly through your implants. Okay, let's see. If I press this button, I can see the HUD is here. How's that? It burns, it burns. Yeah, see, we'll get used to it. Now, there should be chests or boxes with ammunition and equipment. You should gather as much as you can carry. When you are finished, head through the door. I'll fill you in on the details of our situation. Alright, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab this. It looks like we're going to get some more EMP, some stun grenades, a smoke grenade, and some med kits. We're taking all of those. And it does constantly have stuff that pops up in the bottom left that you guys can pause and read. I generally don't focus on that, which is not because it doesn't need to be focused. It's just because I'm dumb and I don't pay attention. And by the time I'm like, oh, I should read that, it's usually too late. So, yes, I apologize. Also, it looks like we can level up our people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. I'm going to level up the people. We're going to go into the character screen. And this is something that you will see. In fact, hold on. Let me go back to you here. Come on. As we use various different things, we are going to be leveling those things up. So the more we shoot with pistols, the higher our pistol stuff is going to go. We're also going to get perks that unlock and all sorts of things. It's very... I enjoy systems that do this. I think it's a great thing. I really, really, really like to be like, oh, if you're going to salvage, the more you salvage, the better you're going to be at salvaging. If you're going to use shotguns, the better at shotguns you're going to be. And so on and so forth. So I like this system. This has always been something that I've enjoyed. But we will be able to continue to get stats as we level up and so on and so forth. I don't know if we ever get other options to get any of this stuff other than our starting thing. Anyway, F1 through F4 will select the different characters. Alright, we have Jenny. I'm going to make Jenny... She's really good at first aid and SMGs. We're going to make Jenny a little bit of a pew-pew shooty person. Just because it feels like a good idea. I think something like that. Assign. We'll go to F3. Again, pretty good on first aid. It looks like everybody has at least some. He's good with two-handed melee weapons. This is my boy right here, Arnold. I'll break you. So he's gonna break some people. We'll give him a few stats toward breaking people. It's just, yeah, it's fine. I kind of want one more stat, but it's all right. So he's gonna break people, and then finally we have Sarah Raff, who's got one-handed melee, and that's kind of where she excels. We'll probably give her kind of just an overall mix. And she's good at hacking. I feel like intelligence would potentially help with hacking. I'm not really sure. We'll do dexterity and agility. All right, there we go. So that is our squad now. They are all built up and ready to go. Everybody should be equipped with something. Let's go take a peek at us. We have a standard issue rifle, which we should probably not have, but I'm going to keep it for now. We would rather have an SMG, which I believe she has. Nope, she also has a rifle. And she has an SMG. Okay. You know what? I think an SMG might... Can you put this as your primary? I'm curious. I have no idea if you can do that or not. The SMG might just be a secondary weapon. So what we may end up doing is getting like maybe a one-handed weapon or something, or we'll just keep the rifle for now, and we're just not going to specialize into it. Anyway, two-handed sledgehammer and a pistol, and then we have the rifle, and we have a knife for Sarah. So we've got some options for our various characters, and they look good, don't they? Look at them all. Look at them just chilling under the light of the full moon. Anyway, guys and gals, we will step through this door. They are proximity doors, just as a FYI. These are proximity doors. They will they will open when you get close to them. So be aware of that as you go through and you do stuff, because it can be kind of jarring and shocking at times that it happens. Anyway, folks, that is all the time I have for right now. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you check out the next one where we get into the meat of the game a bit more, or at all. And yeah, and you come with me through the journey through the Dauntless, and then get to see some more of the game after we get out of the kind of the starting tutorial storyline area, and the world and the galaxy and such opens up. Because it's a lot. There's a lot going on with this game. Anyway, a big shout out and a thank you once again to the developer, and just for sending the code my way, allowing me to showcase the game, and it was awesome. We were having some technical issues. He got on Discord with me, and we worked it out, so great guy. Really like what he did. I enjoy this game. I'm hoping you guys enjoy it as well. Anyway, folks, take whatever I say, I guess, with a grain of salt. That's the thing. People are like, oh, you're tied to a game, and they get... I don't care. I cover what I like. I don't cover what I don't like. That's pretty much it. That's the Bumpy in a nutshell, I suppose. Anyway, folks, that's it for now. If you want more information about the game, where to get the game, information on the developer, or any of that stuff, down below in the description of the video, there'll be various links, just like there always are. And until our very next episode, I've been your host, Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you so much for stopping by the Freak Show. We play, we fight, we conquer.